Hello everyone, Vegas Vic 1965, and I know we have a mess on our hands both on the Bedrock and the Java side. Some good news out of this. A source of mine, Rayworks, thank you very much. He spoke to the devs on Discord and said they are aware of this and they will fix it. When? I have no idea. My guess is it's as good as yours. But I do have a couple of fixes and works. I know that for the Java side, it's worked for me, and also the realm I play on with some friends of mine. I have some fixes on this side, the Bedrock side as well, and I'll go over those. So, without further ado, let's find out. Welcome back everyone, Vegas Vic 1965. I wanted to go over a couple of the similarities and differences that we have between Java and Bedrock. And one of those, of course, is the jostling of the workstations. It is quite a mess on both sides. And again, as I mentioned in my intro, that the devs are aware of it. They will be working on it. Some of the things I wanted to point out, I know that in Bedrock, the distances really don't mean anything. Apparently, because Foxytail put out something on his realm that he plays. I know Silent Whisper is on that one as well. It's 1,300 blocks. Foxy, if you see this, I'm sorry, bro. That's a mess. But I put together a simple breeder. You can see it off in the distance here. And I put that breeder away from my initial village that is a total mess over in that direction. So I built one here out over the water so nothing would interfere with it. A simple breeder. I only put one pair in there because I want to try and control it. If I get 100 villagers flowing out of there, it's going to be really tough the way the mechanics are working right now to try and get professions for these guys. It's just a mess. So I want to do one or a few at a time. That center one you see there was where I initially had sent the adults or the babies off to, and if they were adults, I would set down a workstation and cycle through their trades. But I ran into problems where they were linking up with either the workstations that were with the farmers up there, and I have removed them, or a bed over here somewhere. And having a bed is a necessity on Bedrock in order to cycle through their trades. I'll show you what I mean here in a moment. Now I've got a workstation, a lectern, and I think someone posted somewhere that Bedrock doesn't get nitwits. Guess what? What's this? It's a nitwit. Yes, we do. And anyway, without a bed, nothing's happening to these guys. Not a thing. Now, this is 140 blocks away from that initial one that's over there in the middle. I didn't want it to interfere with anything. Now, I thought at first on my other one, when I set the bed down and figured it out, and I was able to cycle through trades, which I'll show you in a moment, I thought once I locked his trades and moved him, that would extend it like it happened to Silent Whisper and Foxytail. But apparently this hasn't, by removing that bed that he was associated with in the first place. So now I'll set out a new bed and show you what I mean. Without the bed on Bedrock side, they will not be able to pick up on a workstation. Setting a bed down, there we go. Someone should pick up on this workstation. I've got 4 in here. Normally I only do 1 at a time. But I had 4 babies pop out, and I figured I'd just give it a shot and see what happens. So at this point, in its daytime out, I can cycle through this. Now on the Java side, between 2,000 ticks and 9,000 ticks, you can cycle through their trades. After 9,000 ticks, you remove that workstation, he's going to stay with whatever trade he had to begin with. But between 2,000 ticks and 9,000 ticks, you can go ahead and keep cycling like we are now. Not very good. Now this works best with librarians. You can do the other ones as well, but really you're after the diamond tools anyway, and you're not going to see those till later on in the trade. So you're not going to see those initially good trades like you will with the librarians in those books. Now on the Bedrock side of this, it's not limited on ticks, but I can tell you there is a bug in it right now that is another bug, as among the thousands that are out there it seems right now. I know. But you can continue to cycle through his trades all the way until about midnight. But then if you remove that workstation, he loses it for some reason. He loses that profession, even after trading with him. Now on the Java side you can't. After 9,000 ticks, he's not going to do anything. Removing it, replacing it, nothing's going to happen. And once you've traded with him, you're all set. On the Bedrock side, it could be midnight, or let's say 9 or 10 o'clock if you figure if you're looking at the moon, and he'll still cycle through his trades. But once you trade with him and think you're good to go and you remove the workstation, he ends up like one of these guys, unemployed. He won't keep it. So if you had a great trade on Bedrock and you've done this, that's what's going on. Up until midnight, I guess, is what I saw in my testing. So anyway, looks like he phased in and out of that because he couldn't reach it. But we'll take a look at his trades. Nothing there. But anyway, I'll move on. That's basically how it's working. Keep it during the daytime, kind of like what Java would do. You don't want to cycle through their trades at night, because if you do find a good trade, you're probably going to lose that trade because it's night, and he will just go back to unemployed for some unknown reason. But during the daytime, you can cycle through their trades. Again, I had to bring this out 140 blocks away. Now, one of them has linked up with this bed. Again, when I cycle through that trade and I find something I like during the day on Bedrock side, then I will go ahead and move him. I'll trade with him first to lock his trade during the day. And then I'll remove his workstation, and I'll move him on down to my holding facility, which I'll show you in just a minute. And then I'll come back and remove that bed so he's no longer attached to it. Right now, one of these guys have got the bed. They're still here. It's no problem. So let me hop on this minecart. I'll show you the little mini breeder I have. Silent Whisper, I want to say about a month ago, maybe, he put out a nice multi-breeder with about 4 cells. Really nice. It really pumps them out. And if this bug gets fixed, that's probably going to be a go-to for our guys here. Silent, awesome job on that. And Foxy, I love your stuff too, buddy. Once we get up top, you'll see that I just have one little pair in here. I've thrown enough beds in here for them to go ahead and breed. And to breed on the Bedrock side, of course, they will need some food. And of course, they will need some food on the Java side as well. So, let me grab this. We'll go take a look at the something that everybody's going to need to do right now until this bug is fixed, and that is the new type of trading hall. Now, again, the devs say they're going to fix this. I'm not sure what that fix will entail. Oops. I'll let that go on. I'm not sure what that's going to entail, as far as maybe they'll reduce the size, once they lock in on a station, then you can move that station maybe within 8 blocks, 10 blocks, something like that. But this linking up with a workstation 1,300 blocks away, that barrel, that's nuts. This is what I've done on the Bedrock side, and I've also done this on the Java side. Both of them are experiencing shuffling of workstations. So to alleviate that, I've just given them a little open area. I have the librarians here. Again, this is a work in progress, but I have my all of my farmers over here that I cycle through. Now, I earlier today couldn't figure out why these guys were jumping all into this corner, and the farmers were doing the same thing in their corner. I went around and removed all the beds, so there wouldn't be any other point of interest besides these workstations. And they had no interest. They wouldn't restock their trades. And it just dawned on me, let me drop a bed and see what happens. They stopped, they went back, and they restocked, so they're good to go. Now with this open style trading system, my important traders, I've just thrown a name tag on them, so it's easier to find. And once they fix it, I've got some stalls I can reset up here and put them back in. But I actually kind of like this this open stall arrangement. I'll throw other villagers over here that I'm going to use, probably like your blacksmith, your toolsmith, and your weaponsmith. Just haven't gotten there just yet. But anyway, make sure that there is a bed. One bed is all you really need. You don't need one for each one around those workstations. And for this entire huge area, I think that one bed is going to be more than enough for all of them to work, because the farmers seem to be happy. They're back to work as well. So I didn't have a whole lot to say other than a few fixes. I know I had some people that left me some comments about why they were shuffling, and this is my fix to it. I went ahead and left like Avomance had said, an open range style. But There's no bells, so I'm kind of hoping I don't get any golems, because this is not exactly where I want my golems to spawn. But according to what Foxy's tests were done, that he had done not too long ago, it looks like that can be a point of interest, and I'm probably going to end up getting iron golems there anyway, whether I like it or not. I'll have to figure something out. I think here on Bedrock you can actually put a leash on them. I know in Java that we cannot. So now that it's night, I'm not even going to bother trading with these guys. I don't want to mess things up like I have already. On the Java side, you know, 2,000 ticks to 9,000 ticks, you go right ahead, and after that, whatever they have, they're going to be stuck with again until morning at 2,000 ticks. But like I said, I've done the same thing on the Java side, an open style, like Avo said, an open range style, and I've put different professions in different areas, and I do have a video that I'll link in the description down below. If anybody has any questions on anything I may have missed here, but this seems to be working, feel free to leave me a comment below and I'll respond to you. I always do. If you like the video, please click the like. If you want to subscribe, go right ahead. Anyway, I hope this helps all you guys, because I have not seen too much this week as far as this mess goes. No videos and anybody coming up with anything that I've seen so far, but I'm sure they're working on it. Anyway, thanks very much, guys, and I will see you on the next video.